It's Tuesday, August 25th, and this is your day starter. This week on Sunday, we'll be telling the story of a young man named Eutychus. It can be found in the 20th chapter of Acts if you want to read ahead. In a few brief verses, beginning with, I think, the 7th one, we hear about a young man who's gone to church. And the great apostle Paul is doing some preaching. And as the service goes on, the young man falls asleep. I'll let you read and see how the rest of the story goes. Now, this is a particular set of scriptures that anyone who's ever done preaching for a living always finds both humorous and a little painful. Because let's face it, everyone has seen someone fall asleep during church, at least if you're up front doing the preaching. Sometimes it happens when somebody's eyes get a little heavy and they start to droop. Other times you can see the head going backwards like this. I had one individual who actually, I think he came to church once upon a time because it was a great place to get a nap. And I have heard colleagues, though gratefully I have never experienced it, who've had folks who are really good at snoring during the worship service. I'm going to say something that probably is a little surprising right now. I don't have a problem with people falling asleep during worship. I mean, to be clear, I hope I'm not boring you to death sometimes when I preach. But if you're comfortable enough to be in a public setting and at peace with yourself enough that you can let your eyes droop a little bit and let yourself nod off, then that says something about the sense of community. At least the sense of community we had before the challenges with the pandemic. Which brings us back to the topic that seems to keep coming up, the pandemic. Hopefully soon we'll see the state shift from phase 4 to phase 5 and we'll begin to open up for worship. It will look different than it has in the past. But I want you to know that like you, I and all of us who serve here at First United Methodist Church in Holland are longing for the day when we're back together, where we can hear the words of Scripture read aloud, where ultimately even we can sing together, and where some pastor can give a message and we can feel comfortable enough to even nod off. Let's keep praying and longing for that day as we live in community together. Your thought for the day.